Friday night Winston Cup Aero 88, the Greg and Melty Show, and we got Homestead SDT. I got it right this time. I'm usually calling it an STD, and we got professional sim racing at its best here. Race 3 of the season, and I'm here. This is Melt Minter Jr. and my cohort in crime, the voice of FSB, Greg Bernardo.
Milty, what's up? What's up, everyone? Yeah, I'll shuffle off the South Florida here. Our admin Ken Soska, as we see, finishing up happy hour, his home state. So maybe a home state advantage here for the admin tonight, Ken Soska. But yeah,
well, he's burning the candle. He's burning the
track.
candle at both ends, dude. He was at Ace Frehley last night.
Yeah, he's a, he's a 20-something-year-old still at heart, Milty, and yeah, heading off to a concert, coming back, admin in the race tonight, doing some late practice for a race he's going to be participating in, a 24-hour race. So yeah,
You
he's
as well?
really burning. He might have 2 or 3 candles going right now. But we're looking at qualifying here as well, Milty, as the timer runs down in happy hour. And a familiar sight on the pole, that's the
Just
kid.
like I told these boys in the meeting, we don't need
Milty.
anything over the top today. We got a good race car,
Johnson.
we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew.
Sean Reap
All we
outside
got to do is
pole.
just everybody
So
carry their weight.
good effort
We'll
there
be just
by
fine at the end of this thing.
62 car as
10-4.
well. And there's our
Nail bud.
week 1 race winner, Ken Shea, second in points to Jeff Hale, who uncharacteristically, Milty, Jeff Hale qualifying, but only managing a 5th.
This is one of the rare tracks that's not his best as far as brute speed, but he's learned how to save tires here from the master Slim Jim Gailey.
And as we see the field slowly joining the grid here, Milty, we can look further in the running order. We see Ryan Johnson outside of Jeff there in row 3. And then
Gentlemen,
good pal T-Roy in the 17 car, sitting right there, row 4. Good Q effort for T-Roy. And, T-Roy's becoming a familiar sight here, Milty. So, come week 10, week 12, are we going to be talking about T-Roy?
Well, it's all about making races, I mean, and he's off to a good start, and he's a pro driver. He knows what to do, and he's very capable of winning a championship, no doubt.
Yeah, we see we're going to go 107 laps here at Homestead, Milty. It's a demanding track. It's not a cookie. It's a mile and a half, Milty, I believe. But
personally,
you got to drive this track.
Yeah, I liked it when it was flat. It was more like
it was called the mini Indy.
More like or Homestead, But I mean, not Homestead. New England.
New
Hampshire.
Yeah. It was a larger version of New Hampshire. Some called it the mini Indy because how Indy almost had the short chutes. The old Homestead had the short chutes, Milty. This track obviously long gone. Pace car pulling off. Isaac's going to show us how it's done. He's the fastest of anyone right here. We see the Slim Jim car lurking in the back as well. So we'll see Slim working some traffic and fuel mileage on this first run here. Let's see if we can get off to a nice clean start here. 72 car taking that inside line. And talk about the lines here, Milty. It's a wide dark patch you see there in the corners, which tells me you can run anywhere into that dark patch and probably be competitive.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they FSB put PJ1 on that, like we're seeing. That's sticky icky or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we're going to check with our FSB maintenance department there if any of the track has been altered. I believe it has not been, so these guys are on their own tonight. We see Isaac off to a great start here. Nice and smooth. Ken Shea slotting in second. Jeff Hale, member, starting 5th all the way up to 3rd. So he's got his comfort zone already. He can see the leader, and he can start logging some laps here. Sean Reap back to fourth.
He know how to go, and that's for damn sure. Isaac Johnson was, before they walked into the drivers' meeting, he was standing outside the door wondering, maybe I don't feel like racing tonight. I tried to talk him into it. I guess it worked because I was like,
because he's sat on the pole and he's leading.
He was talking about broadcasting,
so Yeah, well, the kid, he's a young guy. He has, I think like a typical young guy, he probably has a shorter attention span, Milty. And he sees this 107 lap marathon here at Homestead, and he's like, man, I'm gonna have to put some work in.
Especially since he just got finished with an epic win in his go-kart. I mean, he was just talking about how he had a better motor last week. I think we were talking and on the broadcast, and right after that, he pulled it off, man, all over Facebook. Isaac Johnson Racing. Check it out because this kid should be in a 3,500-pound car somewhere, like an ARCA car or try a Winston West car, and somebody's got to give this guy a chance in a real race car.
Well, the way that you get your chances, Milty, for sure, is by winning, and then once you start winning, you start dominating, and then you can't be ignored. So
this is a simulator.
That's how to win.
Yeah.
And whether it be sim or on the real track, Milty. So he's already got that knowledge of how to finish and finish the deal that he starts. Sitting on a pole and leading laps from lap 1 to 50, Milty, is kind of an empty feeling when you finish 21st or DNF it in the end, so
T-Roy up to like 6th already. What the heck's he's hard charging, buddy.
Yeah, we're looking at the 9 there, Ken Hansen, and the 17 T-Roy kind of
the Ford brothers.
Yeah, they're T-Roy taking a little higher line than Ken going low, trying to hug that white line there in the corner. We see Ryan Johnson right there with him too. No one's really pulled away here, Milty. They're all single file right now. Looks like everyone's settled in nicely. The 101 car, Jeff Habick, Milty, in the Vaughn's ride there. We got to get Jeff some paint.
Jeff's getting some laps
really
on the broadcast.
Here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt there. Yeah, Jeff's just wanting some laps. He's had some bad luck at the beginning of these races, and he wants to put together some laps and show what he can do on Friday night.
Yeah, and we see Isaac continuing to lead. Ken Shea just shadowing him in second. Hale doing the same in third. Reap doing the same in fourth. And it's just about a tenth of a second between cars, Milty. This is just like almost like a glorified practice session for these guys. They look so smooth. But we see Dan Jones and Jeff Habick are really coming strong. And, they started well back in the field, and now they're trying to catch this lead pack. And I think they're going to do it. And that's pretty impressive driving from those two. As we see some battling now finally going on, and a caution is out. So
caution is out.
So just as it seemed like we were getting underway there, Milty, and maybe it was T-Roy. Might have gave him the broadcaster jinx.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Yeah, Milty, let's take another look at it here.
Yep.
T-Roy going into the corner, and he got loose going in, Milty.
Yeah, he did.
The car really was
snapped on him.
I'm sure he was off the gas there, corrected, but Ryan nowhere to go, and just gave him a tap there, and that was enough.
Yeah.
T-Roy around hard into the outside wall there. Ryan, good job of not losing his car after the contact there. And he was
you're already decelerating at that point, getting ready to pick up the throttle, but you're not quite there ready. You're right at the edge of picking up the throttle at that point of the corner, so um, you're still, I mean, you can't slow down anymore except maybe tap the brakes a little, but that happened so fast. I mean, he saw him there, but I mean, from experience, I know there's not much you can do.
And really, Milty, as we watch this replay play out, and we see Ryan continuing, maybe with just minimal damage for him. That was a huge break for the guys behind him. We saw Slim and company coming on, catching them, but they lost a ton of time at the beginning of this race, Milty, and that would have really put them in danger of going a lap down during the green flag stop. So big break
draft
in the back
is
half
important.
Of the field there.
Yep, absolutely. Draft is important, man. I mean, you don't want to lose touch of those leaders.
Yeah, as we catch the tail end of pit stops. And we see that Isaac was in and out, Ken Shea in and out. So the 1-2s continue to stay 1-2. Well, now Ken has pulled down low, Milty, and cars are passing him. And there's contact behind him. There's some an incident there, and now
Havoc going around.
Yeah, and everyone
might have caught the
in
grass
here, so these.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it looked like Webb and Havoc there, Milty, got tangled, and Havoc spun. I'm puzzled with what's going on with Ken Shea. Did he get a black flag here? Or,
yeah, looking at the listening to the chat, there was nothing there from the 91. So.
He's just going extremely slow at the bottom of the track, and everyone's.
You got to signal. You got to signal that to let people know. But maybe he's done that on TeamSpeak. He can also do that. He is in that channel. So, but you like to signal that also for the guys that are maybe in the team channel. You know.
Yeah, and we bring up the scoring pylon here, and
he's going to the back.
Yeah, he's
with the dogs.
He was in P2 coming out of the pits, but.
Oh, that's man. I mean, that's all the part that this track is pit road. You wouldn't expect that under caution. The green flag stops here are the murderer. You know.
Yeah, with the access roads, Milty, it's a challenging pit lane to say the least. And again, Ken Shea pulling off the course, Milty. He must.
He may have calibration issues.
Well, but if that's the case, then he's gonna have to pit them, because all these guys would be in jeopardy of getting a black flag for passing them. So he's gonna have to go into the pit.
There he goes
to wipe that out, and he's done that now, so that's good. Because if he come out of the pits there in second, all those guys going by him would.
He might be having a steering wheel calibration. I mean, the car is running, but something is up there, and nothing's posted.
We'll follow him in and keep an eye on him here. This is big news here. Ken, our Week 1 winner, quality finish last week, second in points, going into Week 3 here. And coming down pit lane, lonely pit lane now for Ken Shea. And into the pits he goes, and let's see what's what. And it's a stop. Looks like he stops.
I got it from the horse's mouth. He was speeding, and that's plain and simple. So that doesn't hurt any of those guys. They weren't in.
That's good.
Yep. So he goes in the back with the dogs.
So Ken going from second to 16th, Milty. So work to do now. Lap 13 of 107. Still plenty of laps for him to make it back up here. But now strategically, his thinking has to change from what he was probably thinking right before that happened.
Well, my education to this version of the track took a while. I was disappointed. I for a while there, I thought that every time I showed up here, I just wasn't going to run very good. I was going to run out of tires and just go backwards, and that was the history for me for like 3 straight races, and then got some instruction from Slim Jim Gately and about tire wear. You can go a couple laps here and push it real hard, but you're going to pay the price, and fuel too. A lot of times I was fortunate enough to win here in Pro Cup, and that was a fuel race where I ran out coming out of turn 4,
Yeah, so
and the
we
team, yep.
single file restart, lap 14. Isaac basically has led every lap. I think Ryan may have led a lap there under caution. But other than that, green flag laps, it's been all 72 car here. Now Jeff Hale, though, in second. So Jeff doing what he needs to do early. He went from 5th to 3rd, and now he's up to 2nd. 15 laps already. So he's, I think, feeling good. He's going to probably just keep this kid. I think Jeff's going to maybe give the kid a workout here and see if he can just make him into maybe a mistake, or is the kid gonna maybe let him pass? And that could
Well,
be
it's a
little
mind,
cat
it's
and
a,
mouse game there.
it's a mindset. You seen him win in a real go kart, so he's got the mental fortitude as a young 16-year-old, and also has some sim racing championships and experience with these drivers under his belt. So he knows where his advantage is air on the nose. Where their advantage is being able to follow and trying to back up the corners a little bit more and save tires and use him up later. That's going to be the battle.
Yeah, we see Sean right on the back bumper, Jeff Hale. Then there's Ken Hansen, Dan Jones. We still remember that 007 and the 101 right before that caution came out. And now Dan, with a decent pit stop and no mistakes, he's right up in the running order there, running P4. Slim all the way from the back. What a huge move by Slim, Milty, from maybe a half a lap down to now battling Dan for 4th position, and he's going to take that position. And now Rick Bisconner coming up hard on the outside. Dan a little wide there, Milty. I think he had to get off the gas to just keep that car rotating around there, and he's going to lose a couple positions, it looks like.
Well, you see the urgency with the 43 and the 25, and they're on alternate strategies with their teammate Jeff Hale there. But they want to get to that front.
And the 72 is gone, Milty.
What the heck happened? I'll take a look at that while you keep going.
It's showing
He is gone.
Showing Jeff Hale as our leader, showing the 72 a lap down. Not retired. I don't know what to say about it. He's certainly not on pit.
Okay, I'm watching the replay.
Looks like maybe he had a disconnect or something. Maybe an internet issue, but Jeff Hale is our leader. Sean 2nd, Slim 3rd, and Ken Hansen 4th. Battle for 5th.
Yeah, and gone. Blink, that's internet racing. It's so real, you think you're next to the guy next to you, but in reality, it's an extremely technical event that happens to make all this happen with all these guys all over the United States, Canada, and the world doing this at the speed of light at the same time. Sometimes stuff happens. Him and Dad, Ryan Johnson, are on the same connection, so the kid is gone and Ryan is not. So that's usually when you have a system that's set up together, they usually both get bounced. So
yeah, that's an unfortunate happening there for the kid. He was basically
and Sean Reap too, gone.
Well, I'm seeing Sean still, so
wow.
Someone into the wall there. It looks like Jeff Abick and Dan Jones got together.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a pile up behind them.
I'm sorry.
Ryan
that was
and Pops and Ken Shea piling in to the 101 car, and a bunch of cars may have been hurt there.
They've been really struggling with getting long runs in the 101 and getting that car to not be loose. And let's see what happened here.
Yeah, look, as we see it here, I'll back it up because the 101 already backwards. Well, it looks, oh man, hold on, let's back it up just a bit more. Milty, it looks like the 101 really either misjudged the turn or had
That's what's
something
so hard following
had
there. Oh yeah,
something
big
go
time
wrong
on the
there.
apron right there. Oh my gosh.
As you see, it looked like he was just following Dan into the corner, Milty, and he just turned the car way far down, and he just slid down onto the apron and just into the side of Dan, and Dan's car took heavy, heavy damage there. Um,
Just yeah, just really oversteered going into that corner.
and then on
Mi-
top, and then the insult to injury here, uh, a bunch of cars, including 91, 59, and 99, pile into each other, trying to avoid the wounded 101 car. So,
They all got some damage out of that. That's for
yeah,
sure.
and we see them all limping down pit lane now to
Well, you
get
know,
attention
Jeff.
of their crews.
Jeff is like works on these gigantic towers on top of skyscrapers. I mean, you got to check this guy out on Facebook. I mean, the job he has is. You talk about being able to handle stress and anxiety.
Oh, and Slim and Jeff Hale bumped doors coming out of the pits there. So,
Oh,
so no, a
wow!
little,
Thanksgiving is gonna be rough there
yeah,
at the.
a little, a little team love being exchanged there between the 29 and 25.
Knowing these guys, they're Slim would be like, "Oh shit, all right, we're good. Let's go." And Jeff would be saying, "Damn, I'm sorry," and that'll be the end of it. A little superficial, I'm sure that was a love tap, no damage. They'll get over that in a flick of an eye.
Yeah, that I don't think there was
You're
any
spinning
harm
the
done, but yeah,
tires
that was
coming out.
a good. These guys don't like giving up inches, Milty, and you know,
Well, and that was a little, I mean, you're going right out to that line. That's what your eyeball is on, but at the same time, you're trying to put 700 horsepower down in the simulator, and the tires spin, in first gear. That's why these guys don't start in first gear; they start in second.
you see lights still on the pace car. 83 Webb showing as our leader right now.
The big cactus, just another birthday for him. Fortunately, I can't remember how old he is. He'll probably like that, actually.
I think he said he's 22 or 3.
Yeah, he's got. I seen what he looks like sitting next to his motorcycle there.
So what he tried to say, he doesn't look like he's 22 or 23.
Heck no. Like I tell these 23-year-olds I work with, I got chin hair older than you are. That's saying it nice, You can imagine what I probably would say, This is PG, so
We'll leave it to the audiences.
we'll leave. Yes, the adults will figure that out. Kids be, playing with their little cars.
So lap 25 of 107 in the books.
Well, you gotta think about fuel here, and somewhere around 34 laps, I think, at this track. It is a mile and a half, as you asked at the beginning, but we hadn't got to that. We'll take a look at that real quick. It's a mile and a half,
Take a look at the info
and it's
and you see it is a 1.5 mile track. Variable banking. This is that version as shout out there to Smith's Den. The SDT version of this track.
now I got you doing it.
Which really mimics the actual track, Milty, with the progressive banking. That's the new catchphrase in NASCAR as well at some of these tracks.
And you
go
see
up
that
the track, you get a little more banking to keep you
right,
in competition with the lower line.
and you see them running that line. They're not. The trick is later in the run, if you get a full fuel run, then that bottom starts to work a little better because you're letting off earlier and you're hugging that bottom, you're saving fuel. This race a lot of times comes down to fuel management and tire management.
So the big cactus is going to lead the field down, Milty. Leading some laps under the yellow. Will he be leading some laps under green? He's got a hungry field behind him. Sean's been fast all night. Of course, Jeff Hale, Slim Jim, no strangers to leading from the front. So we'll see how Webb handles these guys here as the restart is on, lap 27. And field strings out just a bit. Single file restarts, of course, unless you're a lap or more down. Old school restarts here, Milty. So that means if you're a lap down or more, you actually go all the way to the front of the field on the restart. You'll basically start on the inside of the leader like they used to do. And a little drag race down the front straight, and maybe you can get a lap back.
Old school.
But right now, Webb's got a mirror full of the 62 car.
Or as my, Darrell Waltrip would say, a mirror.
Mirror full.
Sean Reed biding his time there. My reports of his demise was because I, was looking at the chat window and had it up like at the beginning, So he long from dead, and we seen him win, and we seen him run well, and I think he's really serious about this championship.
Well,
guys, Greg father, got twin boys, and he's got a house full all the time, a lot of stuff. But
obviously he can have the focus too to
absolutely.
Deal with,
if you can deal with twin boys.
If you can take care of twin boys, you can take care of this field here. And right now, he seems comfortable right behind Webb. Jeff not pressing the envelope at the moment. Neither is Slim. Ken Hansen fifth. I think maybe after these cautions, these guys want to kind of stretch their legs a little here, Milty, and get some laps underneath them.
Yeah, and Ken Hansen, the 9, and he needs a good finish. He has just had the horriblest luck and made some mistakes, and he keeps fighting it, and we got a car around.
And
Ryan Johnson involved.
Looked like it was the 101 again, against the wall there at least. Don't know how it came up, and let's just see what happened. Looks like now with that big rear end damage to that car, Milty, he just came into the turn, colder tires, car just kicked out from under him hard into the outside wall.
Jeff has retired that car into the paddock.
Yeah, damaged car, Milty, on cold tires here at Homestead is a pretty tough thing to have. Remember, these setups are not like a basic setup. These are custom-made setups that have been tweaked for, competitive racing. So when you
they're loose and fast. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's take a look at that battle back to the line again.
Steve Weber really, I don't know what happened there.
Milty,
he got caught out or lost a bit of concentration or just got passed. I think the pass was happening there.
Sean took advantage of it, and it looked like Jeff Hale
he just got passed.
Webb at the line, and he did for second. So Webb from first to third in about a half a lap there. So
you got to wonder what's going on there, but regroup now, and you got great track position still.
Let's watch.
Question is, what do? You got to get fuel and tires here, because now you're approaching, by the time cautions is over, approaching the fuel window which is probably like about 35, 36 laps.
Yeah, of course, this is our third caution already, so plenty of time for these guys to top off multiple times already. 4 tires for Jeff Hale.
And you might see that.
Sean Reed.
Especially the guys in the back under caution.
A great stop by Ken Shea. Gonna have to take another look at that. Ken Shea in and out. So the 91,
Bumblebee!
the 91 maybe fired up from some earlier snafus here. Let's take another look at that, Milty. Let's take a look at his whole stop
Like Paul
here.
Bear Bryant said, you know, that there is a stud right there.
You see him coming down. It looks like the crew right at the last second there made the call right there. 2 tires only. Ken slides in. Tires go on. Let's see. Does he just take the 2? And he does. So a 2-tire call by the 91.
Well, you know,
Only a few
our
laps
last
on these
stop
tires,
was,
Milty.
yeah. We didn't even, that kind of went into my mind, and I started thinking about the fuel window, which I would be thinking about. But, you know, why not?
As we go back
Track
live.
position. You know, now something can happen. But you always, you know, got to think about doing something different than what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, and you know with what happened to him, Milty, the black flag, so he had to start the tail end of the longest line, and then an incident ahead of him, and he had to lock up, slide the car, maybe got bumped around. It didn't look like too bad of damage there, Milty, but you know you slide the car, you hurt your tires, so now you're maybe off sequence with the rest of the field, and now Ken elected on this quick caution to just change the right sides, so he kept the left sides, and that put him now from about what P10, P12 all the way to P1.
Well, this could be something, you know, to think about. And the 91's clutching, so they're all thinking about fuel. They realize 34 to 36 laps is your window, and anything you can save in between there, you have to think that way now, because you can't foresee the future. As the field thins out, you know, tendencies, you look at your notebook, which I don't have one, you know, Rick Johnson has one, my former teammate, you know, but in my mind, it's still, you know, tendencies are now you're going to get green flag stops. The cars that are remaining there's a few that are slightly damaged, but they're really good drivers, and I think
Well, they've had opportunities
you know,
now to completely fix whatever is possible to save
right.
all the cautions, Milty. So, you know, if you have a little tweak bumper, believe it or not, the game allows pretty good fixes. If you have heavy contact, of course, it doesn't matter. But just some bumps and bruises can get knocked out of the
Yeah,
car,
absolutely, yeah.
and it can pretty much feel as if you had no damage. And of course, like you said, these drivers are very capable drivers, so they're going to max the car out. And you know, if they can stay in a draft, that might make up for maybe a 1 or 2 mile an hour deficiency. But the lights are now off on the pace car. Lap 35.
I'm
Third of the way through the race
big.
right now.
I'm big. That 9 car, Ken Hansen driving the BA car.
Yeah, he's been right there in the top 5 all race, Milty. He's been quiet.
No mistakes, man.
Yeah,
that's
so
the
far,
key.
He's been very clean. Clean pit stops, no mistakes on pit lane.
Broadcaster jinx.
Has bit him in the past, so yeah. And
We got to talk about these guys, so let's just
something here happened to Webb on that restart there, Milty. He was very slow on the restart, and I don't know what happened there.
Well, yeah,
like he either mistimed it or maybe missed a shift.
We may have. I don't believe these guys are shifting here, so. But maybe he still had a transmission failure or something there when he went backwards before the caution.
Yeah,
because now he definitely was missing a gear there.
Yeah,
might be.
He looks like he's up to speed again, so I don't know if...
So it's not fourth gear, you know.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like it would be fourth gear, or he would be off the pace.
I'll take a look at it while you keep going here.
Yeah,
I'll go back and see the restart. I'll back it up.
Ken and Sean now 1-2. Jeff Hale third, Ken Hansen fourth, Slim fifth, Webb up to sixth, and seemingly back up to speed and looking very racy actually. So whatever was ailing him at that restart, he's shrugged it off as we see a move by Sean Reap to the inside, and it looks like Sean's going to lead for a second time here. Ken Shea up very high there. Remember, 2 tires for Ken. Maybe it's starting to rear its ugly head about just 2 laps into this run. Unfortunately for Ken, that's not good news if that's the case, as he loses another position to Jeff Hale for second. Ken Hansen now is going to pressure him on the inside as well. Can Ken hold that car down now with just the 2 tires?
Looking at the replay, it looked like he went from second to fourth. So he put him, and he was in fourth gear.
Yeah, so maybe a loss of third gear for Webb. But
no, he just shifted into fourth. So just a terrible start, it looks like.
But he recovered nicely, and he's in the
trap. Doesn't look like a transmission issue. He just fell asleep at the start.
Yeah, so Webb may be a little distracted tonight, Milty. He lost the lead under caution. Running back to the line, he looked like he lost some momentum and lost 2 positions. And then on this restart, maybe asleep at the switch again.
That's what I saw. You know, let's go in car with him. See if he woke up a little bit here. Come on, Steve. The big cactus.
Yeah, running with the 83 car, Steve Weber. Yeah, that's unlike him.
Absolutely, a champion, a Winston
right
Cup
on the
champion.
Back bumper there of Slim Jim Gate.
Sometimes blowing chunks like that will get your attention and get you mad a little bit and focused. And you know, to beat these guys, to compete with them, you got to have that supreme focus. If you don't have it, eventually you're gonna make a mistake. Look up, take a look now. He's barreling down now.
Slim gets very loose there.
Wow, right in front of him. A great save out of 25.
Look at the 43 making a bold move on the outside.
3 wide and they clear it. Wow.
Wow, Slim's car really stepped out from under him there, Milty.
Well, you know, we saw that. We saw that earlier, and we're talking about your view. I know Slim drives cockpit.
Wow,
there are options,
too by Slim.
So you don't have much view there, and he totally missed that.
Yeah, now I think I'm almost certain Slim was 4 tires changed, maybe. So.
Well, he's gonna need a diaper change after that.
Wow, that made my heart start pumping.
I dropped myself.
Yeah, so we're still riding here with Webb.
And he's got the 25 all over his yin-yang there. Look at that mirror.
Yeah, there's a slight gap there. Rick, the 43 car, Rick Honor, during
Look
that
on the straightaway.
Really took advantage of the situation, went to the outside and just gunned it. And he picked up 2 positions. And he's right now on the back bumper of Ken Hansen in that lead draft. So great job there by Rick, taking advantage of a couple others' misfortunes.
Yeah, and you have to push. You got to stay in that 1.5 to 1.0 draft distance versus how far you are behind, or you lose that draft. And so they have to push a little bit.
Yeah.
Now they're getting back in line.
Caution out, as they cross
caution
the line
out.
there. And we see a car that's smoking here. We're riding with a car that's on fire, Milty. And that was the 59 car of Ryan Johnson.
Oh, he's had some contact tonight, and not of his doing, really, either one of them. So that's just the way racing is. And
let's ride with it.
He done blowed up.
Yeah, and we see what happens when an engine lets go here.
This game has random failures. It also has failures depending on what you do on the track. It's very sophisticated, even though it's from 2003. If you hit enough stuff, your engine and car is not going to like
There
it.
it is.
And it's repetitive, and
There
he's
it
pushing
goes.
it, and kablamo.
Great job. But, you know, sometimes when that happens, Milty, you can lose the car from the loss of momentum and things like that.
Yeah,
Nice job
yeah.
there by Ryan, just getting it down onto the
Wow,
infield
pit
there.
pit road, still in car with Steve. I know you don't have that on there, but him and the 25 putting some pressure on him. Steve nails his pit stop, which the 25 didn't give him no quarter right there. Gave him his room, but was focused because he knew he had the pit right behind him on hitting his stall as fast as he
And
could.
20
Here comes the 25, and he beats him. Slim Jim Gately shows you how it gets done. Brian Lamb coming out.
And it looks like Lamb beats Webb out as well. So great stop by the 09. We haven't talked about him. But Lamb's
Yeah,
off
no,
to a
we
great
haven't.
start of
And
the season here. Milty.
we need to talk about the 09 because he's become a serious force.
Yeah, really.
Just one of those guys that never gave up, came into sim racing and FSB racing, willing to learn and not worried about where he was finishing, just learning how to drive, and then he's progressed and starting to become a factor.
Yeah, and we saw him putting notice on the rest of the guys early on, week one, Milty, with great qualifying effort, led a bunch of laps last week. Maybe a little reality check for him, maybe. Where,
that's racing, man. It's always checking your reality.
And now week 3, fresh start again, new week, fresh track, new possibilities. He's in the top 10 right now. He's kept his car extremely clean, and
Yep, the ones you win or run well at, you remember those. The other ones, it's like being a defensive back in football. You got to forget about getting beat. It does you no good to focus on that, except for the fact of why I'm getting beat. You always have to analyze your game and your all the time, and the competition around you can teach you. It's right there in front of you or behind you if you're lucky enough to be able to win. Otherwise, it's in front of you and you see it right in your cockpit. I'm going to step away just for a sec. So, sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers.
Absolutely. But for all you do, this was for you. Caution still out, lights still on. Jeff Hale, our leader. We're on lap 48 of 107. Nearing the halfway point, but not quite yet. Looking at what we're thinking with 30-something laps in a window, guys with the full fuel load right now, one stop possibilities here. Sean's been running outstanding all night long, sitting at second place here on the restart. Ken Shea with that 2-tire, Milty, when he comes back, we can talk about it. He rolled the dice, and I think he got maybe not a 7, but I think what he did was he rolled like a 6, and then he backed it up with another 6, and he cashed that way. But he's went out P1, sitting P3 now for Ken Shea, but with 4 freshies now, like everyone else. So we'll see what the 91 can do from here on out. Back in sequence with the rest of the field. Ken Hansen's run a tremendous race, top 5 almost all night, sitting P4 right now. Rick Bisconner with that great move we saw in car with Webb, making that move to the outside. It's paid dividends. Rick went up from, I think, about 8th there all the way to 5th. So the 43 car on the move.
Hey, you know those porta potties, why do they leave the lids up all the time? I don't want to see that,
Those are unanswerable questions.
Close that lid. I work on construction sites every day. My back's been messed up, and man, I'm getting ready to go back to work. I can't wait. It's been like 2 weeks off. Couldn't even get on the computer or nothing. So very happy.
Pace car pulls off down pit lane. Jeff Hale's going to lead our field down to our green flag, and away we go again. Lap 49, crossing the line. Starting lap 50 here of 107. So
Joining us in the booth here out of the in-care center, Ryan Johnson. What's up, Ryan? Tough night, man.
That's just the way it goes sometimes. It's sim racing, but I figured I'd come hang out with you guys and see what's going on.
Yeah, well, first off, what happened with the kid?
His internet connection went. Mine didn't. His did. So must have been something on his computer that lagged it down, and he lost connection.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He was really dominant, basically leading every green flag lap up to that point. So
maybe get back on and watch this thing. I mean,
yeah, I was surprised he didn't come to the booth.
Yeah,
and talk, because he likes to talk a lot. So
yeah, maybe a little miffed that his chance at yet another win taken away there. But what his bad break, of course, Milty, as we always say, one person's bad luck is maybe someone else's good fortune. And Sean, looking very racy here against Jeff Hale. He's made that strong move to the there's contact with Slim going around. Wow,
Weber
Slim
avoids it
to the wall.
That's how quick she can go. You get down too low you lose that banking. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah, we'll take another quick look at it here. Then it looked like Slim was loose getting in, Milty, and had to tap the brakes, and I think Lamb just so gently tapped him there. But
yeah, and that's how close it is.
That's all that's needed, as you said. Maybe this is a better look at it here. You see Slim already loose there. You can see that little puff, Milty. That's that telltale sign that he stabbed at the brakes there to right the car from going around.
Yeah, I'm watching Brian Lamb in car, and Slim
and also
was losing it and stabbed the brakes a little to get that thing from spinning, and Lamb had nowhere to go.
Wow,
and Webb too. Bam. Lucky.
That was kind of an accordion.
Wow,
there.
Great. Look at Lamb slam on the brakes. Those tires are done now, but he did exactly what you teach in driver school, and that's slam on the brakes.
Also, a great job on Pops there. In the 99, he was really loose down on the apron almost, and that's almost impossible to save, and he did it. And so really only one car involved, but unfortunately for Slim,
that's a hard leg,
I think. A great job by Lamb. There we see Slim coming down pit lane right behind
That's
him.
What's so challenging about this track, huh, Ryan? Is that you really want to be in that second groove there is really fastest until maybe later in the run.
Yeah, and corner entry here, it can be tricky. It looks like that's what got Slim. Happened to the 17 earlier. I was unfortunately behind him when he started to lose it, and tried to stay off of him, couldn't do it. And sometimes exit off of 2. I've had issues there. It's like there's a slick spot, and if you hit it, it will go loose on you. So you got to be really careful.
Yeah,
is that on the bottom or in the groove?
I think it's about anywhere. If you overdrive into that entry, I don't know. It's kind of odd. So Isaac's coming in here. Maybe he can give some of his info on that. But I've been there before. I've lost it here on corner entry. Just seems like if you dive it in there deep, it'd just go around.
Yeah, it's a driving track, which some of these 1.5 miles we were talking about, the dreaded cookie cutter. This is not one of them. The progressive banking, and like you said, cars entering 1 and 3 seems sometimes if they're following too closely, the car really loses its nose.
Yeah, see, and that, that was turn
That was
2
one.
also.
Yep.
So right in the middle between 1 and 2. So just like you said, treacherous. 3 and 4 have that like progressive banking that kind of flattens out in the middle and then grabs back as you come out the corner.
So lap 55 of 107.
I had to go back and look at it to make sure I knew which corner I was in.
I think this is our
I already forgot that.
Definitely our most cautions of any race so far this season. I think we're on our 5th or 6th caution of the night here. So you can see this track is not playing nice here to the field.
Well, I think you need to get in the sweet spot, but then it goes away. But with cold tires, first few laps, that bottom is very treacherous.
You can see already 5 cars out of the race. So
You gotta think in
the
your
attrition
mind.
here has really taken its toll on the field. Just 11 running, but everyone who's running is on the lead lap.
Yeah, you gotta think. You gotta think in your mind. I know what points that I lifted in practice. I've got to back that up by quite a bit, and you back it up big time at first, and then you let those tires warm up a little bit. Clutching, these guys are clutching, definitely thinking about fuel. What lap we on here? Soon to be 57, 58, or maybe 59 when we go green. That's back out of the fuel window again. You want to see long green flag runs, but as a driver, these are the kind of races I liked, 4th or 5th place. No real drama on pit road because it's, under yellow. So that's when the real challenge goes, is when you get a green flag as we get ready to go green again. And we got Isaac out of the in-care center also. What's up?
Yeah, I got abducted by aliens earlier, so
Yeah,
whenever I was just driving around the track.
Like
I hope they
there
didn't
1 second,
probe
and then
you.
The next second, he was gone. And see on the
Don't
restart,
probe me, please.
The 62 car really hanging it out there to start this lap again.
That's the
It's lap
first time he's
57.
been in the lead, so he's like we were talking about when Isaac was in the lead, and Isaac can elaborate on this. Your advantage is your air on the nose, and your restart. You dictate the restart. Your disadvantage is these guys get to play off you. What are your thoughts there, Isaac? Okay, looks like they're still trying to hook his mic up, so.
But we see Milty, the 07 Ken Soska now taking advantage of all these cautions, and I think he elected to do a 2-tire stop here as well, and he's battling the 91 car. He's not willing to give up that position without a fight here, Milty. He did not just move on over for the 91. He's making him earn it, and right now he's still out in front.
Well, after going to
the ground to Sean as well.
After going to the Ace Frehley concert there in his hometown,
yeah, shocked me.
He's the love gun tonight.
Sorry about this. Is my mic working now?
Yeah, now
Gotcha.
There you go.
All right, sorry about that. But I'd much rather be leading at this track just because it's so hard to get a run and get around somebody. Because like you said earlier, you can dictate the restarts, and I personally like more of a looser car. And whenever you get somebody up behind you, it takes the downforce off, and you get a little bit more loose, and you can drive off the corner a lot better, rather than being stuck behind somebody and having the air on your nose and getting really tight. So it's just, you get a huge advantage here leading the race. Unless you don't like a loose car, then it's trouble.
Yeah, well, it looks like the 62's liking it so far, and Ken really battling hard for that second position with Ken Shea, Ken Hansen, Jeff Hale, all right there. And
Boy, he should be good right now. The question is about 10 laps in. We'll see if he gets some tire drag, and that car starts to push.
Yeah, I'm thinking that 62 car is going to be hard to beat as long as he can keep it up front there. He's been really hot here lately.
Yeah, and
whoa!
You got a hornet's nest behind him right now.
Bumblebee!
And yeah, you got the bumblebee there, but we got some hornets around the bumblebee, I think, Milty. And in the bee world, that can mean something. So,
there's that guy in the 9.
And there's
contact between the 9 and the 29.
Oh, the 9 goes around after saving it, but now he gets damaged.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Things happen quick.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
And there's gonna be nobody left. Running out of cars.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's take another look at that. Man,
Wow.
that did happen quickly.
That is sim racing, as Milt would say.
Mm-hmm.
Professional sim racing.
Yeah, I'm getting that right.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do when you're following, guys? When you're following and something starts to happen there, you're going 170 miles an hour.
It looks like Jeff Held started to lose it, and then Ken clipped that notorious turn 1.
And I think it's almost.
No, there's the 9 into the 9 into the 29.
I think it almost mimics exactly what Isaac was just saying, that when you're following someone so closely, as Jeff was to Ken Shea, it looks like the nose of the car just went out from under him. Car got loose, and Ken Hansen really nowhere to go, as the car probably slowed down just enough for Ken.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Kind of a double tap by Ken sent Jeff flying. And that also made Ken lose control of his car, unfortunately, and then it was on.
Yeah, sucks for Ken Hansen there, because he really just, that's racing, though. It's so, doing it for 14 years, sim racing, you just have these runs where you're so lucky, and then you have these runs where you're so unlucky.
Lamb, Slim, Ken Hansen, Jeff Hale.
You gotta fight.
Wow.
You gotta stay in this race, because attrition is gonna be points, man. You gotta go till she blow.
And it looks like that 43 car kind of tiptoed through the tulips right there, and went down onto the apron, slowed way down, and I think he got no damage there. So nice job by Rick picking up on that, and he's in the pits now getting. Maybe he did get some damage, because it looks like the car's sitting there. And yeah, it looks like they banged out that right door, so little cosmetic damage there for the 43.
Yeah, tough for Brian Lamb, but fortunately it's not silence of the lambs, it's just
wow. A lot of guys wrong place. a lot of guys there, wrong place, wrong time, to get caught in that pile up there. But now we're down to 33 laps. Excuse me, 43 laps.
You're not in the window yet. Clutch.
Roll through the field here. We see the cars. Jeff Hale electing to come down again to continue to work on that car. Maybe top up here as well. T-Roy coming down. T-Roy involved in that last incident. Pretty good lick there for T-Roy. We can see the back of Jeff's car really pushed in there as he gets some tires. I don't know if that can be fixed by the crew. If not, he's going to have a handful of a car on cold tires here.
The winners here were the 07, 99, and the 83, and still pretty good for Lamb as things sort out.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Especially the 07, because he was on 2 tires. Now he was able to go get full and have that track position he was looking for. Got to back it up. These, you know, the thing is every time you have these greens, I mean, you get in a rhythm as a driver, and then you have to bring that rhythm right back again. And sometimes it doesn't happen, man. I mean, you just never know. Got to keep your mind, you know, positive and keep thinking, you know, I'm going to do the same thing I was doing before. But, you know, when you break these into sectors and as a driver after a race and you're thinking, I lost it. Well, I was good in the first 2/3 of the race, but I couldn't deliver at the end, you know. Can you bring it back again and get that feel at the wheel?
Amen to that, brother. And we're at about 40 to go now. Checking the pace car, we see that the lights are out. Sean Reap, our leader. Ken Shea second. Saska third. Pops up to fourth. So Pops dodged some bullets tonight. Who says the old guy can't be taught new tricks, Milty?
Absolutely.
He's dodged some bullets like the youngins do, and it's paid off. He's in top 5, and I believe his car is pretty good, Milty.
And like me, he's, you know, pit stops are a strong point, and but going fast real quick when it's on the line is his strong point.
And now with
he wants this thing to get down to balls out time, and better watch that 99.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on Pops there sitting in 4th, Webb in 5th, Lamb 6th. Cars with damage though, so wild cards now. We know Slim took a hard hit. We know Jeff Hale took some hits. So unknown what those cars will perform. We know the top about 4 or 5 guys should be clean still. Sean definitely looking racy.
Depends on the restarts, and once again the 83 does not go.
Yeah.
83 does not go again.
Yeah, Webb have
better than the last time, but that slows up the back of that field, and you don't want to lose that. And when you're back there, you're desperate now. You have to wait to this coming out of turn 2 to pass, you know.
91 making an immediate move and pushing the 62 up the track there as well. And Sean having to go much wider than I'm sure he'd like to. But
still too
has
wide.
to relent here. And now let's see what everyone behind him does. Because now you can get freight trained here, Milky, if you're not careful. 07 trying to go by. They're side by side. Cold tires. This is a dicey time right now.
Yeah, still a lot of race left, but you've had so many cautions that sometimes your internal clock doesn't. You feel like you got to go now, you know.
And 07 just a little squirrely there coming out of 4, and Ken Shea. Oh, and there's almost contact between Pops and Ken. Pops did a great job there. He really got off the gas though, and that's hurt his track position. He's under fire now from the back part of this pack. 07 a little out of shape there,
wow.
I think, and Pops pedaled the car for him so there wouldn't be any contact.
Oh boy!
And again, they almost come together.
That bottom line, the guys are hitting that apron.
Tonight, Milty. Oh, and now he's lost it.
Oh, that turn 1, man. Wow.
Man.
That bottom is treacherous.
Man.
I don't know what to say. It's something we don't see very often.
Yeah, these guys are good. They're pros, man. So that's a reoccurring theme
Pop's car was fast.
with
and
this
he
fixed setup,
was
you know.
very racy there.
Took Slim and Lamb around with him. Oh,
And as he came into that turn, you see I think he unloaded the car there. He had to get off the gas.
he had to avoid hitting
Bad apex. Yeah, I wouldn't blame that on the setup. More of he charged that corner with a bad apex. And,
Man.
And you got to let off sooner when you got to drift that car up right behind the other car, and that's inches, you know. You make it, you don't make it.
Pit stops again for the field, lap 72 of 107. So now, Milty, if you come in and make your stop and you get a couple more pacing laps, you think you can make it the rest of the way?
Possibly.
91 leads the field down. 62's been right there with him. I think they're trying to turn this into a two-car race, I think.
My memory is
here, it's really.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is a two-car race by the end of this thing. Everyone's wrecking.
Well, everyone's wrecking, but at least
They just need to get some damage to make it fair.
At least they're not DNFing at the moment. They're just wrecking.
Well, you know, my memory fails me, but I believe Pro Cup, the race I won here was the last run was 36 laps, and
I've got it down to 30 to 33 laps. You might be able to clutch it out.
I had to clutch half of that run, and it was something I hadn't practiced. I almost wrecked it a couple times, but that was the key to victory. But it wasn't close like this. The whole field was spread out, so this is different. When you clutch around cars close to you, that could be a recipe for disaster. What are they going to do? You're starting to think about what your competitors are going to do. You definitely have to clutch under caution here. Get out on the track and push that baby in and coast as much as you can. Save every drop.
Yeah, you know, the clutching and stuff. Now, if I'm in the middle of this field here, if like I'm, you know, let's say like Ken Hansen right now, I might wait until the last lap of this caution and top back up, and then I'm just gonna stay out, and that's it.
Why not? Your lead lap.
I'm almost thinking now too that I don't see a 30 lap run in the future here. So if I'm gonna
too many damaged cars,
as guys pit again, I'm just gonna keep moving up positions till I'm P1, and then hopefully there's only a few laps left when that all happens, and you can bring it home.
I think this got green flag written all over it now. I think the bugs have been worked out. But you know how it goes. Yeah, I'm thinking so. You know how it goes. You've been there. It's like
I think as soon as we get side by side, it all goes out the window again, though.
Maybe.
And Sean Reap and Ken Shea have not been shy about going side by side right off the green flag.
Back in is the 09.
But now Webb
17
is going to have, I think, his hands full of 91 and 62.
Guys in the back going to go ahead and top it off.
Yeah, we see the lights are still on, so this would be, you know, the lap. You come in, the lights go out now, you get back out, and you've now definitely put yourself in the window where the guys who stopped initially may still be outside that window.
Brian Lamb and Troy Knowles side by side down on pit road.
And we'll see them both just stop in the stall, probably get topped up. They probably already got their tires, so no need to get new ones. And then we see
stop and go for the 09. Tires for T-Roy.
Yeah,
That may have been a missed call by his pit crew.
Yeah, he's changing fourth, so I think
He was just getting scuffs.
There you go.
T-Boy making the call for some scuffs here. You know, he's got to try something, Milty, now. Had a good car, but got wrecked up a little. So he's going to have to figure out a way to get back to the front. But I still think this is going to be a two-horse race here with the 91 and 62 if we can get any amount of laps under green here. Now, the 07...
Boy, that's interesting.
Yeah, don't know why Ken has.
He's going in.
Well,
he's going to
he'll
top
be able to
off,
definitely
and
make
then
it.
he's going to hope for a quick caution.
Wow, this is a really
Okay.
bold strategy by the 07. here.
This is as bold as it gets.
Yeah, this is a.
This is Canelo here, Boulder.
I think that's for sure being able to make it, but see how much time he loses.
Yeah, he's got to lose.
He won't get
a
lapped.
ton of time here.
Yeah, 32 to 31 laps. I don't know
He
why
can.
you do
He can
that.
do it. He can do it.
I think they could do it though.
I don't know. I don't know what the guy's running hard to be able to do it.
Well, let's see if we stay green first of all.
These guys should be good on fuel. What?
I don't know. It could be iffy.
Okay. yeah,
I've
I
got
mean,
it down in my notebook, man. It's like
right on.
30 to 32 laps, maybe 33. But when it's a maybe 33, that means you're clutching, not running hard. In my book.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
You know what
Interesting.
they say, Milty? Notebooks don't lie. I think.
Only people do, and I don't have a notebook, so half the things I say, I'm full of baloney, you know.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I'm just going by the old book, man.
No, I appreciate it, man.
They're already getting racy.
Yeah, they're already
Yep.
racy with the 91 making the move.
Oh.
Webb up very high,
Ooh.
giving up plenty of room, but boy, up in that wider.
They're
part
gonna
of the
put on
track
a
is
show,
just
that's for
dicey.
sure.
Ken Hansen with a big run now with Webb kind of letting those guys by. It almost let Hansen by as well. So he's under fire again for third place. Ken Shea.
Hanson
and-
wants to get on the podium. That's what he needs. Is just keep running the race you've run so far, execute, and if you get a shot at the win, sure. But I think for that camp in the 9 car, what they need is a podium. That'll really, tickle their fancy, I think.
91-62 are our leaders. Webb back to third, kind of holding third right now. Ken fourth, Rick Bisconner fifth. Slim in a wounded ride sixth. Jeff Hale in a wounded ride seventh. Pops most likely in a wounded ride.
This guy in the
Landon,
91.
So the rest of these cars I think have damage.
Wow, does he have? He's always, earlier in his career, I seen him. He always had that 1 lap speed, but he's a veteran now and showing me stuff here. And now he's putting the pressure down. Let's look at these lap times and versus what he's run throughout the race here. Denche, last lap, 31:00:30 best lap 38. So he's pushing it.
Yeah, we'll jump in our leader's cockpit here so we can see some numbers as well. And
He ain't saving no gas.
176 miles an hour into the turn. So they're hauling the mail at a mile and a half here. They're really getting some speed. Another sub-31 lap for our leader. So yeah, he's feeling it right now. Jump back to our second place runner, Sean Reed. You can see Sean running very similar lap time. Of course, now Sean maybe with a little benefit of the draft, but you can see a little clutching there from the 62 as well.
Coming up on a lap car, Ken Soska.
Yeah, see now Ken in danger of
wow.
getting a lap down here.
He could pick this draft up. Obviously, before you say it, we already probably disagree with his strategy there.
Yeah, I'm kind of not liking that strategy personally, but hey, I like someone who rolls the dice. You know, he's feeling it, Milky.
Roll the
He's up a
bones.
concert and he's pumped up.
Well, you know, Ace Frehley, cars for Kiss, rock legend, his hometown.
Yeah, see the 62 car just lightly clutching into the turns. So
This
think
has got to
Sean's
be on your
recognizing
mind.
that he may need to save a
I
little
think
bit
you
more.
need to.
We saw Ken Shea not saving anything.
Well, the thing is like, especially this track, it's not like clutching at, a bigger track where you're not worried about being loose. You have to make sure you clutch. You can't do it right at that entry point because you'll just snap that car around, just letting go of the. So you got to kind of clutch going
the
in
07
early.
Bounces off the wall. I think they're trying to let cars by. Stays green.
I think he's conceded with his situation there, and that's tough for Ken, but he'll be here every week, and he's going to try to compile some points here. But now it's on here.
Yeah, now it's
91 is not clutching.
Yeah, Ken Shea's go. It seems like he's in go time. Let's check our run-in order here. Lap 86. So
31.3, best lap 38. So he's definitely backing it off. Plus, got some tire wear. And in my mind, if I'm him, I'm thinking these guys are lagging back an awful lot. What's on their mind? And that's close. The 62 gets loose. I think he was clutching there and got loose.
And he saved it.
And saved it.
Wow, but he lost a huge amount of track position. Let's see if
that's a great save.
He's got 20 laps now to gather it back up and go. Let's see how this has affected the numbers here.
Ryan, is that hard to do or what? It is.
Wow. So after Sean catches his breath here, maybe he can refocus here and see if he can run down some of these cars that we know definitely Slim there has been banged up. But, Slim sitting in fourth, he's not going to just pull to the side for you either. Webb,
it's still about fuel. It's still about fuel here. If this, like Ryan said, it smelled green to him, maybe it's going to be. So now it's, you got to, I can't see how the 91's going to make it going balls out there.
Well, now Ken Hansen was the big beneficiary.
It's going to be close.
Of that little.
It was like 32 laps to go. So, like I was saying at the start, I thought they were good, pretty close to good. He's got it right in front of him, and he's got a huge lead, so he's got plenty of time on the straightaways to look down at his F3 screen and see his fuel situation. And as a driver in NASCAR 2003 sim racing, you got to be crew chief and driver.
Absolutely, you got to be crew chief, tire changer, and
you got to make those calls. Yep.
Absolutely. And we see. It appears to me that Ken Hansen is slowly running Ken Shea down, just 0.4 seconds off the pace here.
If he could have saved a few laps there, and then that's your objective when you're following or even leading, is save enough for the end where you can go full boat. You're also saving tires while you're saving fuel.
Yeah, and the 9 car seems like it's running very well. Don't think he's had much damage either. So, is he going to try to keep pressure on the 91 So maybe he feels he can run the 91 out of fuel here.
Well, you gotta have some kind of plan if you want to win.
You see Webb in third. And
We were
then
talking about him wanting to
behind
be
him.
on the podium, but maybe he might want to win this thing.
Yeah, I think
And he is
probably
closing.
would. And we're looking back now again at the 62, who, you know, we knew was one of the best cars tonight as far as speed and just overall competitiveness. And he's got around Slim. He's in fourth, but over 2 seconds behind the lead here, Milty. May not be able to make that back up. But now the key is, what can Ken Hansen put enough pressure on Ken Shea in the 91, our leader, to not let him save anything?
Everything tells you in your experience and notebook that leading is going to use more fuel. So he's the point man. Can he make it? I thought it was really close at the start, but he is not showing me that he's worried. So that means two things. Either he's trying to push as hard as he can to make a stop, or he's just not worried about it, and he's going to drive this thing to the finish.
Yeah.
I'm riding along with 62. He's clutching.
They're
I think
worried
that's
about
going to
it.
become an issue.
Yeah.
I think the 91 has already realized he's not going to make it.
I think we're going to have a debris caution.
Oh, a conspiracy.
No. The NASCAR cautions, I'd like to call
I'm
it.
not going to throw a beer can out because that's money, man.
We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on the Coors car for any beer cans floating out the window of Ken Hansen's car there. Not that Ken would ever do something like that, of course. Oh,
Caution brought
and
to you
there's
by Coors.
Yeah, and there's a big wreck there. Slim again into the outside wall. And I'm sure that's going to
This is exactly what the 91 wanted to see.
Let's take a quick look at that.
But now what are you going to do? I mean, if I'm him, I'm going to top it off.
Contact with the 99.
I'm going to get tires.
Hard into the outside wall.
At least two. So that I have better tires than guys, if they have better track position to me, if they're going to, or if you think you can make it, stay out. If you got fuel right now, he's going way down. This is a little bit of gamemanship here. What are they going to do?
This was the caution that Ken Soska needed about 12 laps ago.
Yep.
But now he's trapped a lap down. His race is most likely over. So Ken Shea,
Yeah, 91's not messing around. They're all worried about fuel and now tires.
Well.
What are you going to do here now? You're going to get 4? You're gonna have 7 laps to go by the time it goes green, or do you get 2 and a splash?
I think you go for 4.
4 tires. I'm not leaving without 4 tires.
Yeah, even if you're back behind, if these guys take 2, you're gonna,
well, if you're in the back,
crush them.
take a risk.
So actually, maybe the 09 or something might be taking 2 here.
Oh yeah, he's aggressive with his pit calls. So I could see him taking 2.
FSBRacing.com. Here it is.
Maybe Jeff Hale possibly thinking of taking 2 and trying to get out front and hold.
Oh, the 62 has to go around.
Oh no!
And misses his spot. Always the problem when
Webb with the 2 tire.
Jeff
Hale with the 2 tire call.
Oh.
Everyone else 4 tires and let out by.
What the heck do we know? We even got 2 drivers that were just in the race, and we didn't know what the heck we were doing.
So
we'll see. We'll see.
Hale, 2 tire changes, get out front 1-2.
Them 4 tire guys are going to be coming.
It's how many laps will we have under green flag conditions is the question. With 8 to go, we'll probably go at least 2 more. maybe only a 5-lap green flag run as Webb coming back in.
What?
So maybe a mistake by Webb somehow, I don't know. But he's on the access road, which means you're going into the pit lane as you see obviously 07 coming in a lap down.
Yeah, things just got away from that Gatorade
But there was
07 car.
83 who did a 2-tire change and got out there right in front with Jeff Hale is now coming down pit lane for a second time, and that will put him pretty much all the way at the end of the lead lap cars, which I believe there'll be 8 of those now.
Well, guys, I mean, those inside tires are tired. No? So you get 2 tires, got 2 new ones on the outside, but those insides are severely worn. This guys with the 4 tires, like Isaac said.
Yeah, that was a long run they just had. So.
Yeah.
Bold move by the 29, maybe figuring he has absolutely nothing to lose.
Yeah, but look in the back of that car. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
But
maybe he's hoping the rest of the field sees that and they'll be a little gun shy.
It would be.
And I'll give them enough room to pull out enough to pull them off. We're now lights are still on the pace car as well. So Jeff Hale leading some easy laps here.
Well, even if he falls back, it still gets the top 5. You know, be worth the risk.
And as we keep running laps under caution, his chance of leading 1 lap becomes greater.
And Hansen, I mean, how long has he waited to be in this situation?
Yeah,
to possibly win a race?
I'm sure he's
in my career, I felt that too, where you have a lot of success, and his first couple seasons here, with his long experience and winning in many other leagues, and then he ran so well here. It's worked on a lot of the setups, and then the last couple of seasons have just not gone that way. And in my experience, I've felt that same. It's just sometimes it happens, and then it happens to you again.
Yeah.
And
it's it's kind of almost like you feel like you're helpless to prevent it too. And
well, if it was easy, anybody would do it. It's it's part of the challenge, man.
But in my experience, when you're having problems finishing races, and usually the reason you're not finishing is because you wrecked out, you got to look at yourself in the mirror first before you look at anyone else. And those, can you just do things a little differently? Could you lift it a second earlier instead of pushing it all the way to the nth degree every lap? And those are the things that you either tell yourself, yes, I'll do that, or no, I won't. And the chips fall where they may once you make those decisions. And I think Ken had some early success, if we remember way back, Milty, with the green flag, and Jeff Hale with the damaged car here and the 2 tires.
That thing is gonna be a pile of junk, I'm telling you. Yeah, he's gonna be lucky
though, Milty.
He is. He can saw the wheel as good as anybody, but that
here goes the
thing is a
all
handful.
over him though. He's not gonna allow.
I don't think so.
And now we'll see if Ken Hansen has anything for that 91 car.
Sean Reap to the high side. He about parked it in the wall.
Yeah. And really got a run there, though, didn't he, Isaac, with working that highest.
It's qualifying laps now. You got to push.
Yeah, there's no lift now.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a quick caution here, but we may go to the end.
Yeah, and if you're the 62 and you've had a really good car all night, you really want to go right now, but of course, just don't want to make that, like you said, that maybe rash move and wreck yourself out either. But you can see the 62 is coming. Jeff Hale trying to hold his own in third. Ken Hansen, Ken Shea trying to keep that 62 at bay right now.
I must say it's pretty impressive. 29 with the damage there you see. So kudos to the 29 team.
Yeah, Jeff Hale's a fighter, man. He knows how to.
That's my teammate.
Yeah, he's.
Sean looking outside.
Yeah, and Jeff protecting that inside line. Sean said, "Fine, I'll just power around you on the outside."
And I think he'll get it
side
too.
by side, and I think he'll get it as they come out of the turn here. Sean should have some momentum with the damage, and there he goes. So now the 62 up to P3.
Does the 9 have anything for the 91? The 91 pushes
It's gonna
high
take the
and
91
loses
making a
momentum.
mistake.
Yeah, the 9's got damage. So
And the 91 made a mistake there, and tightened this
That
thing
was
right back
his
up.
chance, but he just didn't have enough in the tank.
Yeah, I think the 91 will fall, just like you guys said.
Oh, and he
racing
gets
against
loose
it.
again, it looked like.
oh wow.
Maybe not.
So maybe Ken Shea feeling a little mirror pressure there, and he's
Under
not
pressure.
focused
Oh,
on
he's
what he
pushing
needs to
up the
do.
track.
He really is here.
Here we go.
Here we go.
See if Ken Hansen has
Oh.
a shot at him.
White flag is
A
out.
white flag.
And there's Sean Reap right there as well now. If they
Gotta
get
Are they
back
back
gonna
up
up
if
just
you're
wreck
the
it?
side,
91,
Sean's gonna go
defend
by?
low.
we'll see. Ken trying to look to the outside now.
Defend
what a
low.
race.
Covered by the 91. Nice job there by Ken Shea covering that outside move. One
Looks like
last
the 91's
chance.
probably going to get it.
Oh, it's coming down to the line. Inside.
Oh.
Not gonna do it.
It's
Ken
What
Shea
a
with the
race.
win.
Good
Look,
stab
great
at
race.
it, though. Very
Tenth
good
of a
race.
second.
Very enjoyable to watch.
a tenth of a second separating the race win. What a run
Wow.
by Ken Hansen there. Really gave Ken Shea all he could handle.
I don't know what was more
Wow.
exciting, the race or Milt's broadcasting. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
no, it's all about the drivers, man. It's all about the drivers, man.
Man,
But you
That
got to
was-
get excited if you.
I know, that was awesome,
know.
man.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Ken Shea with his second win of the season now, really putting notice to the field that if he's going to put 20 weeks in here, Milty, we may
Yeah,
be
it's bad
having
news
to-
for the Bears.
might
man.
have to start sizing up his head size for the crown. Because
Bumblebee!
2 out of 3 here, and really an impressive drive there, holding off a hard charging and, like you said, hungry 9 car.
Great finish for him. He's going to be excited to be on the podium. He's had up and down seasons the last couple years. I think 2 podiums, and that's not a representation of what he can do. And tonight, the 9 showed what he can do. The 62 just.
Ooh.
It just didn't quite work out for him, but you see the strength of Sean Reap and his consistency and smart. This guy he's a brainiac, man, behind the wheel, and he's got skills. You know, I would, of course, sim racing and real racing is nothing comparable, but if I would think of a driver that would remind me of a real racer, 6'2" would remind me of Mark Donohue, smart and skilled. That's why Mark Donohue was one of the greatest of all time. But, of course, this is, not real, but still, I see that same kind of, smart move. And, we got a championship battle brewing here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ken Shea, Jeff Hale, been swapping the points lead, and I think we got another swap here, so Ken Shea will go back into the points lead. Jeff Hale, I believe, will fall back to second. But, yeah, strong run by Ken Hansen. And let's give some other mentions here. Rick Bisconner, top 5 for Rick. Good job there, avoiding some earlier incidents there, and I think it paid off for him, top 5. Lamb battled back for a 6th place finish. He was caught up in some stuff, so bouncing back too from last week's poor finish too, Milty. So that's a good finish for Lamb there. Webb and T-Roy. Webb, man, I don't know. He had a gremlin in his car or something because few times he just couldn't go, but manages still to hang in there in the top 10, 7th place finish for Webb. And then not all the way down to 9th place there, Ken Soska, our admin for the series. Trying, I don't know if that, I don't want to call that strategy, Milty. I don't know what happened, but I'm hoping he'll say that he thought the lights were on the car, and they weren't. But Ken back to 9th, 1 lap down. The rest of the guys had to retire from the race due to several cautions. I think we had 7 or 8 cautions tonight, which is very unusual for this series and FSB in general. So maybe that's a little point of emphasis for these guys going into the next race to just say, hey guys, let's not be, so hard charging at lap 3 and 7 and 10 of this race and save it for the end like Ken Shea and Ken Hansen showed. Come the last lap, you can still run hard, run clean, and make it exciting. And just a 1/10 of a second separating first and second, one of our closest finishes. And let's see if we can gather up our top 3. Don't know if Milty can hear me, but I think he may want to drop down.
Alrighty.
We can pick up our winner and podium finishers there, Milty.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
So as that happens, we see our final running order there. And the Bumblebee in victory lane yet again. So 2 wins out of 3 races for Ken Shea. Congratulations to him on putting notice on the field here. And I think we do have our top 3 in the booth now. So the 2 Kens and a Sean, congratulations on your finishes. Ken, the Kens, man, first, both of you, great battle at the end there. Ken 91, Ken Shea, congrats on the win, first off. But second off, was that a little mirror driving there at the end, Ken? Or car looked like just got a little out of shape on you a couple times, gave the 9 car there, Ken Hansen, a little life there, and just a 1/10 of a second at the line.
Oh yeah, I was mirror driving, that's for sure. He had a couple good runs on me. I don't know. It takes me a few laps for my tires to come in.
Well, I mean, that was why you were so good, because you were also better at the end, even though, if we'd had green flag stops, I liked your chances there. But so you guys did 2 or 4 tires, you and the other Ken?
4 tires.
Yeah, 4 tires.
Yeah, so, but, I mean, quickly, the thing is you made that move quick and got in the lead, and then we were surprised a little bit that you pushed up there, but the pressure and the lap times you guys were running were pretty close to the best lap.
Oh yeah, I know Ken's behind me, and he's pretty good at these super speedway tracks.
Yeah, so Ken, man, I'm sure you were thinking as you went green on that last run, man, it's been a while since I've been up here, and it would sure be nice to roll a car into victory circle again. But what was going through your mind there on that restart?
Well, I knew that Jeff probably just took 2 tires, and he had some damage, so I was just wondering what I should do. I was wondering if he was gonna push up, or if he was, if I should try to go the outside. And it worked out right, where it looked like he pushed up a little bit, and I was able to get him down the back straight. Then after that, I don't know. I got too close to the pits earlier in the race and couldn't change left side tires, and I was like, well, I'll come out with the lead and get some points anyway. So yeah, it was nerve wracking, I'll tell you.
Well, as a fan, of you, what I want to know is, can you make most of these races this year? Because I know you definitely have what it takes to win a championship.
Way better now.
You've done it before. The fans are hoping that you make these races. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. There's a couple weekends where it's gonna be close. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make them all.
Well,
That's the
great
best
to
that
know,
we could ask for.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. And again, great job there, Ken. And now on to the other Ken, the 9 car, Ken Hansen. Ken, I'm sure you saw your chance there to grab a win. It's been a while for you to have a really solid run like this that we always know you're capable of doing. So, what was going through your mind there right toward the end there when you maybe saw that checkered flag?
Well, I knew Ken didn't have any damage, and I did have damage early on in the run, so I didn't really know what the car was capable of, mono on mono. And I got a couple good runs down below, but I just knew that it was a parachute probably driving down the straightaways. That's probably what killed me. If I would, I was hoping Sean would catch up and maybe he would go with me, or just hopefully, and drop by him. That would even help more. But I was amazed that I got second place out of that with the damaged car.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson spotted that. He was like, "Man, he's hurt. He's wounded."
Yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, no taking nothing away from the win, but I have to almost say the car of the race to me was the 62 car.
It was a 62 car, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Was the fastest car when it mattered.
Apparently not when it mattered.
Well, up to the end. But that one little bob. What?
It was the pit stop.
Let's cut to the chase. Was it that little bobble there that set you back, or do you put it all on the pit stop there, Sean?
It was the bobble when I was clutching. We were close.
Yeah.
I think if we'd gone green the whole way and I was able to clutch the whole way, I would have saved the fuel to make it to the end. Because I was running out in the middle of 3 and 4 before that caution came out. But yeah, I got off the clutch a little too fast one time going into turn 1 while trying to save fuel. Got sideways. Somehow did not get run over. Somehow saved it.
That was an amazing job by Ruin.
Thank you. Yeah, the pit stop, it didn't hurt me. It cost me one spot that I got back real quick. It was the slide while trying to save fuel. And yeah, since I wasn't up there in the mix, right behind Ken Shea, I couldn't do anything. I was trying to help Ken Hansen get side by side with them and then try and pull them back up to me, but I just couldn't make it happen. So I'll take the third. It's a good points night. I am going to try and make as many of these as I can this season for the first time. I've always been a part-time runner on Friday nights, and see what I can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And top 5. We used to say, Milty, in this series when there was literally 30 guys that would show up every week. If you just friggin' log some top 10s every week, you're gonna be right there. Now things change over time. Now wins and top 3s really are necessary if you're going to be in the mix come week 18, 19, and 20.
Yeah, well, with the field, 16 car field, every driver could have won this race, so it's there's nobody lacking the ability to win. So that clutching and that sideways save, I called it. When you watch the replay, the broadcast, Sean, I was like, because I've had to clutch at this track, and especially when you pull that out of your yin yang, it's like because you can practice it a few laps, but then all of a sudden it's so easy to do that, but that was the card that. But still, with a solid third place finish, championship is possible, man.
Get what I can out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well,
I don't know if I got anything. I was gonna say I don't know if I got anything for the Kens here, but I'm gonna hang in there. And yeah, the clutching thing. Basically, I forgot to just get a little bit into the throttle as I got off the clutch. Out of the clutch. I was practicing that last night at Phoenix too, and figured that out. So I'll be better at it next time.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what that
hard.
is. I can't do it.
Yeah, we were watching you. I was
Yeah,
like,
me and Ken were just driving,
I don't
killing
think so,
laps.
man.
Yeah, two seasons
go
ago, I
fast.
didn't have a clutch pedal.
That guy goes fast and turns left.
2 seasons ago, I did not have a clutch pedal. I was using a button on my wheel for the clutch, and I almost spun it several times trying to save fuel and lost a race that way. So I ordered the clutch kit from TSW. So this is only my second or third season with it.
Well, it paid off for a little while there until it bit you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very difficult to do. And before we go off the air, real quick here, Milty, the points have been updated, and we see that Ken did get back into the lead by 3 points over Jeff Hale. Sean up
Nice job, Ken.
third.
Well, there's going to be a new
Podium
champion
finish.
this year. Trophy Series.
And T-Roy, as we said, remember Milty, let's not. T-Roy might be an outside contender here. He's up to fourth.
Absolutely.
He's 20 points off the lead, and this is the kind of tracks that T-Roy runs best. So we'll see how he can make races throughout the season. Slim took a hit in the points there. Really got roughed up tonight. We'll have to check on the infield care center for Slim. Make sure he's all in one piece. He got knocked around quite a bit.
There we go.
Down to fifth, 27 markers out, and there's the rest of the guys there. Lamb up 2 positions, Rick up 2 positions with their good finishes as well. So top 10, just 35 points, just one race separating the entire top 10 right now.
Long way to go.
Yep. Trophies are cool.
More to go. All right,
Yeah,
guys,
a lot of racing.
Appreciate your spending the time with us. Congratulations on the win, Ken Shea. Great runs by Ken Hansen, Sean. Look forward to doing it all again, Milty.
Thanks for broadcasting, guys, and good run coming, Ken.
Yep, absolutely.
Way to go, Ken. Good finish, Sean, and excellent job,
Thanks.
guys. Broadcast.
All right, FSBRacing.com. Check it out on the web. Sim racing. 5, sometimes 6 nights a week, depending on what's going on. So go on, check it out. Website's there.
Follow on Facebook and Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, it's all on that homepage. And check it out. I think if you're a sim racer, this is the place you need to be.
FSBRacing.com.